Says you are live. We should be coming on here in a second.
Yep, I've got the live thing in the corner there.
Oh, beautiful.
Yep, I see it on Facebook now too.
Beautiful. I'm gonna have my wonderful wife close her door to her upstairs office. But well, welcome everybody. This is our very first episode of our Thursday Thoughts. I couldn't come up with a better name than Thursday Thoughts off the cuff of my sleeve there. So I just jumped on and I said that. And when I started thinking, well, what if we don't do it on Thursdays sometimes? What if we end up on different days? So for now, it's Thursday Thoughts episode 1. We might change it. I've got Shayne Voris on here with us today. Shayne is a superstar realtor, business partner of ours out of Tampa, Florida. Shayne, everybody wants to know what's the weather like today in Florida because it's cold here in Ohio.
Well, for Florida, I'd say it's actually kind of chilly down here today too, but I don't think any of you are going to feel bad for me. It's 56 out there right now.
Frigid, man. You're just freezing. Yeah.
I need my hat.
We have had the weakest winter I've ever seen, which has led to an amazing so far real estate. It's like we went straight from the fall market right into the spring market. We didn't really even have that winter letdown. Do you guys get that in Florida? Do you get like the seasonality down there?
Yeah, we really do. That's one of the things that a lot of people that come to the area have an impression that winter is our peak season. That's when we sell all of our houses, and it's not true at all. Snowbirds and condos, certain properties, that there is some truth to that, but overall, we peak just like the rest of the country seems to. We pick up in late spring through the end of the summer, and that's our peak season.
Shayne, what's a snowbird? Because a lot of people, I say that sometimes, they don't understand what that means. What is a snowbird? It's not a derogatory term, is it?
No. I mean, not the way I use it. Maybe some people use it that way, but no, a snowbird is what we call, or what native Floridians call the people that come down for the winter. So, you guys live in Columbus. If you maybe in the future when you get a condo in Florida and you spend half the year down here, then we'd call you a snowbird when you come down for the winter.
It's people that spend half their time or less down there. And we're seeing this huge segment of the population right now, right? Like people, their kids are grown, right? They're downsizing up here in Columbus and they are migrating. Like it's a direct pipeline, literally from Columbus to the Gulf Coast and here in Central Ohio, isn't it? I mean, we just see people all the time doing that. Yeah.
I mean, we've got a lot of Ohio people in this region of Florida. You go a little further south, there's a bunch of New Yorkers. So a lot of people. And after the last couple of winters, who can blame anybody for wanting to get out of that?
For sure on that. Shayne, how long have you been selling real estate?
13 years now.
Woo, you're a survivor. Virtual high five, man. There you go. Boom. Stacy and I since 97, and it's important when you're looking at real estate agents that real estate agents collaborate together. I love being in business with you, man. And so if you're out there, if you're a buyer or seller, and you're thinking about becoming a snowbird and heading down there, make sure you get in touch with Shayne. We'll have his contact information on here with his website. We'll be able to put it on there. In fact, can we post that on there? Like I said, it's our first time using it. Can we put your website on there?
Sure, I'm sure we can put it somewhere. It's real easy.
Figure out how to do that. We'll post that on there so you can get a hold of Shayne. And so Shayne, so people that are watching right now, the real estate market is really interesting. In fact, for some people, it can be extremely challenging. Like for buyers, what are some of the challenges buyers are having right now, and how do we work around those?
The biggest issue, and this isn't brand new, but really I'd say the last 18 months, 2 years, it's been progressively becoming more apparent that there's just not that much inventory out there. I haven't looked at the most recent numbers, which I think just got published yesterday, but tracking single family homes for Pinellas County, which is my main area, we've got like 3,000, maybe 3,300 properties, single family home properties available.
Wow.
At the peak, it was 12,000, and that's no condos, no townhouses. So literally a quarter of the inventory that we had at the like 10 years ago.
So it's extremely competitive for buyers. I mean, here in Columbus, Ohio, we have roughly 2,500 active single-family homes. And just to give you an idea, Shayne, to give you some competition idea, there's almost 10,000 licensed agents. So it's 4 agents for every house, right? So there's some competition on that. So let's give a pro tip here for a buyer. If they're a buyer, why would they want to use a real estate agent instead of just going directly to represent them as a buyer, rather than just going straight to the listing agent? What's a tip for them? Why would they want to use one?
Well, I mean, it's basically representation versus not having representation. As much as we like to work with the buyers when we're the listing agents, then we're impartial. If I'm a buyer's agent, then I'm representing the buyer fully and looking out for their interest. In fact, the property I got under contract yesterday is a for sale by owner, and it's it's been quite an ordeal, but I don't think it would have gone through had I not been able to be here and help them walk through the process. They're actually Ohio people as well, so they're not here full time to deal with the seller. But
do you guys use escalation clauses down there? Do you guys help buyers out with that? Do you guys use those there?
I don't think I've ever used one.
So check this out. So here's a little pro tip for you guys out there that are buying, who think, yeah, I'm just going to go straight to the listing agent and I'm going to cut the buyer agent out. Well, it's like going to court, right? You could go to court right now, and if the other party has an attorney, you could represent yourself. I mean, the courts are supposedly designed to allow you to do that. But why wouldn't you, if you could get free representation where it doesn't cost you anything out of your pocket, why wouldn't you use that when you go to court? And it's similar like that with real estate. But check this out. Here's a little pro tip for anyone out there. By the way, you got a fan on there, Shayne, on the screen. Candace says hello to you.
Candace.
Says hi, Candace. So it's called an escalation clause. If your agent doesn't know what that is, tell them to get educated on that. But an escalation clause is like bidding on the home, because nobody wants to overpay, right? So you get into a bidding war here in Columbus, and you may have 3-4 offers on the property. And this just happened with us in Dublin the other day, right? We knew there was 4 offers on the property. Ours was going to be one of them. We used an escalation clause to win the bid, where we came in at $495. But we were willing to go up to as much as $511, and we were willing to go in $1,000 increments. So we ended up winning the house at $501,500. 501,500. We won the deal for our clients because of our expertise in using the escalation clause. And you'd have to check with Florida law, see if it's allowed down there. But in Ohio, it is. So buyers, this is the kind of stuff that realtors can bring to the table for you that you may not know how to do on your own. That's just one example right there of things that we can do. And, there's other things you can negotiate on the contract to make your bid the best. That doesn't just have to do with money. There's other things we can do to be flexible and work around that you may not be able to figure out on your own. There's about 6 different negotiating points that I found over my years. And Stacy, I don't know if she's going to log on here a little bit. I think she'll grace us with her presence here. But we've found over the years to help make us the best deal that isn't just money out of your pocket, buyers, like just jacking up the price and making you overpay. There's some things we can do that has a value to the seller that doesn't cost you any money, and we get into that later. I beat that into the ground sufficiently on that, so that's good. So sellers, what's the challenge seen with sellers right now in the Florida market? I know what we got up here. What's the challenge down there?
I mean, one thing, it goes back to what we were talking about a few minutes ago with the lack of inventory. That just kind of rolls right into the other side with sellers, because if you want to sell your house and you want to buy another one, but you can't find another house to buy, then a lot of those people are sitting on the fence. They're hesitant to try to sell because they don't have anywhere to go, and they don't, you don't want to go look at a house until you've sold your other one. So
Right.
It's sitting in limbo.
It's the friggin' hamster wheel, man. You're just sitting there spinning, waiting. Oh, I don't want to, until I find the house I'm going to buy. I don't want to list. And the problem is, if you're not listed, we can't get you to win the deal unless you're qualified to own both houses at once. Almost no sellers out there are going to take a contingent offer right now when they've got multiple offers. So there are some things that we can do around, again, that we could take a look at. But here's what I would tell sellers. Oh, Stacy put something on here. Let me show her. Oh, Stacy said her link is dead. I need to send her another one. Hang on here. I'll send you the invite link, Stacy. Copy to the clipboard. Send over to her. Stacy, I'm sending this to you via Gmail. I'm sending it to you via Gmail. So what's happening, Shayne, is we're finding up here is that we could go and look at people with the old school stuff called bridge loans. You guys do any of those down there, Shayne?
I'm familiar with the term. That's something else I don't think I've ever done.
It's where It's where people can go out and basically it's sort of like, I guess, sort of like a home equity line of credit. And I don't know if that looked weird while I was doing that the whole time. I was just over there sending something to Stacy. But anyways, the almost like a home equity line of credit, so they can qualify for the house, and it's an interest-only loan, and they can pay it off when they sell their house. But they can come in as a non-contingent offer, and they can do it. And that's for people who have equity. And look, if you're listening right now and you're a seller, you have more equity than what you know, for sure. More equity than what you know on it, and we'd love to show you that and how that works. So that's something that can happen. And we're also doing something really great for sellers. I don't know if you guys do this, Shayne, in Florida, but for sellers, we can negotiate you, sell your house, your non-contingent, have your cash, and lease the property back, have your from your buyers. So now you're a non-contingent offer. You're under no stress to have to buy something right away, and you're not going to be homeless. We can work that out for you and get you going. So Stacey, if you're listening, I sent you that link if you want to try to log in. I sent that to you, and we'll go from there. But anyways, if it didn't work, I'll be persecuted for not knowing the technology on this thing. We'll see what happens. So anything else? What else would you add to a seller right now? A tip? You got anything else you want to throw at them?
The other biggest issue I've run into with listings and really with buyers too, it's been kind of from both ends again, is property condition. You know, down here in our area, we're very built up, very developed. There's not much new construction or vacant land sitting around, at least desirable vacant land. So condition has been one of the biggest challenges on both sides for the last couple of years, because all the houses are starting to get up there. So, you know, if you've got a roof or an AC or, you know, water heater, any of the big stuff that is, you know, getting up there in age, you know, maybe consider having a home inspection done before we list the property. And that's going to head off a lot of problems. And, or depending on the results of that inspection, have things replaced. You know, one of the properties that I had listed last year, great property, the roof was a little older, and that just kind of kept coming back to bite us. So we'll be putting that back up here soon with a brand new roof and possibly a few other upgrades, depending on what they do.
You know, something that's been working really great is new build homes. The builders are really lenient on when you have a home to sell. Like, they'll let you pick the house out and get going with it, and not even have your house on the market yet, and sell your home during the process. We can maximize the profit. We can even find you temporary housing when you're in between, kind of one of those deals where bring your toothbrush and your suitcase, and we put all your stuff as a seller in pod storage, and you can stay in a fully furnished place, so you're not doing the double move. And we can work that out. Stacey and I have done that a lot for sellers too. I see Stacey's on there now. Stacey, are you able to talk?
I am. Can you hear me okay?
Yep, you're a little bit echoing, but go for it.
Go ahead. I was just going to say too, I've been listening. I was just going to say too, with new builds, I think you have DR Horton down there, right, Shayne?
Yep. Yeah, I've worked with DR Horton before.
They've got a program here. Obviously, you'd have to check down there, but it's rebuild your credit while you build your house. So some of our buyers that might be just a little bit credit challenged, where we got some blemishes to work on, they can actually start the process, pick their house out, lock in the price, which is key, because up here in our market, that price can drastically change in 6 to 8 months. But lock in their price, lock in their choices, and actually start their home while they help them rebuild their credit to purchase.
Yeah, it's a great point for people that are looking to buy. And some people think you have to have perfect credit to buy. What's the reality with that, Shayne?
No, I mean, you don't have to have perfect credit at all. I mean, decent, but you know, perfect. It doesn't have to be perfect at all.
Funny stat: the right now, for people who are first-time homebuyers or millennials out there, we're getting them done under 600 credit scores. Under 600. We're seeing that. So it's, you know, bumps and bruises on your credit. We can work our way through it. And Stacey and I actually run a program right now where for buyers, if you use a credit repair company, and you have to spend a little money with that to get it done, if you use us as your buyer's agent, we'll reimburse you the cost of what it costs to repair your credit if you buy a house with us. How cool is that?
That's pretty awesome.
I see Stacy unmuted.
I was going to say, they say that it's easier to buy a house than it is to get a credit card or a car.
Yeah, well, because the car ain't going to drive off to Mexico and drive into the Gulf or something like that. The house isn't going to go anywhere. I'm sorry, the car would. But yeah, that's good. So, Shayne, what's it like down there for FSBOs, the for sale by owners in Tampa? What's going on with that?
I mean, they're kind of all over the place too. We've got some people that do the FSBO thing and they get it sold right away. Usually those are people with a little bit of experience in doing it before. And then we've got the rest of them that, you know, you can look on Zillow, 300, 400, 500 days on the market. Oof. And, you know, poor pictures or, you know, pictures that don't highlight the property as well as they could. So it's kind of the same thing that I'm seeing in our MLS. I don't know if it's similar up there, where everything's either sold in less than 30 days or it's on the market 6 months plus, and there's not too much middle ground.
Stacy, what do you say about for sale by owners? Don't use any curse words. It's a family-friendly channel.
No, I follow Zillow myself, and in our market, we really do. Oh, there's our dog.
I'm going to mute myself. He's ready to kill the Amazon guy. You guys go ahead.
Hey, Zeke.
Yeah, but in our market, we really don't have 6-month inventory. If it's got a realtor attached to it and it's priced decent, like it's gone quick. So on Zillow, when I see a homeowner that is a for sale by owner and they are doing a price reduction, or they've been on the market for, you know, a month or two, it clearly shows that they're leaving money on the table. If they were with an agent, just, you know what, and I don't blame them for trying, but I guess if you don't have it, to all of our for sale by owners, if you don't have it sold within a week or two, you really need to reach out to an agent to figure out what's going on, because it should be in this market.
A fun fact here, 82% of all for sale by owners will end up listing and selling with an agent. And the problem is a lot of times is now they're damaged goods, right? Because you were out there testing the water on your own and people are a little bit suspect. And for sale by owners, if you're watching this, I agree with Stacy. I don't blame you for thinking, obviously you want to save the commission, right? It's big money. But we find time and time again, actually left money on the table not using an agent because they're not marketing properly. And here's why. Because most buyers are represented by an agent. And when they're represented by an agent, that agent is telling them, saying, look, if they're selling for sale by owner, you got to watch your back. There could be something go wrong. And we've seen it time and time again. Buyer and seller get together. Nobody has any representation. And lo and behold, the lawsuits let them fly. We see that happen all the time. So anything else on for sale by owner? Stacey, you want to talk about?
No, we have a different point to be made. We actually have a seller that we're trying to sell her property now. And she actually purchased it as a for sale by owner with no agents involved. And the seller was so kind to give her a homeowner or a home inspection that he had done, and saved her a couple $100 from having her home inspection done. And now that we are selling and the buyer came in, there are live wires in the basement, which is one of the numerous things that showed up. Her and her family, small kids involved, have had live wires in the basement since she purchased it, among other things that obviously, had agents been involved, she would never have obviously, at least not closed on the property without having that stuff taken care of. So it's hurting her on her sale.
We'll have to do an entire show of FSBO fails that have been out there, and we won't shame anybody by name, but we could just list them over and over again. By the way, if you're watching this on a live stream on Facebook or YouTube or whatever, you can put a comment in here if you have a question for us or something like that, and we can see them and we can respond through this from there. So I wanted to move on to some real estate news for any realtors that are watching this. We had quite the shakeup going on out there. I'm going to share my screen now. Everybody, I'm going to look really weird doing this again. I'm trying to do technology here. Baby boomers learning technology on here. Where is it? Here we go. So Shayne, you were with who were you with before in the past? Before you came with eXp Realty, who were you with before?
I've been with both Keller Williams and Remax, and I've been with how many? 3 different Keller Williams offices in that time, back and forth. But those are the 2 other companies that I've worked with in my time as an agent.
Stacey and I were with KW also and Remax in the past, and we made our move to eXp Realty because of the profit share, the ability to have a lifetime residual revenue stream coming in for us, for our kids, and one day our grandkids. Not too soon, James. We're not ready to be grandparents
yet. I have to correct you because of the revenue share, not the profit share.
Did I say profit share? I was reading the screen here. Revenue share. And so this came out in the news this week. And Stacey and I were actually at a golf outing, and we were talking to an agent about it, and he had not even heard of this, and he was in Keller Williams. And it was this. What's this headline say? Who wants to read that? Can you read it? Keller Williams will cut off agents who leave. Starting April 1st, associates must remain at the company to reap the lifelong profit sharing. Shayne, what does that mean? I mean, why? Keller Williams is a great company. We loved it. They're still a great company, but what does this mean for agents that are there?
I mean, I read through this article myself, and apparently they're not applying this retroactively, so that's good for anybody that's there. But anybody moving forward is, if you become a part of the company and you help to grow the company, then if you wish to continue to get those benefits from all the work that you've done building this company, then you have to stay there. If you leave, the headline says that they're cutting you off.
What did you think of that, Stacey, when you saw it?
Just to clarify too, they are going to go retroactive after April 1st. So any agents
okay.
No, so any agents who leave now,
right,
before April 1st, you're fine. You're protected. You still have a lifetime. But
all of our producers that are in KW that are even exploring the eXp opportunity and the fact that it's rev share versus profit share, if you've built a nice income over there, a sideline income, but you leave after April 1st, they are no longer going to give it to you. In fact, I believe in the article, Gary asked for the eXp agents to return the money.
I was going to highlight that a little further down. I said, wow, that is, they want you to return the money you earned. No, thank you. But look at this. They snuck this part in, and I don't know if you guys caught this, but I caught it. The vesting period went from 3 consecutive years to how many? 7. 7 years to be vested. And so here's the thing I've always thought. You guys correct me if I'm wrong on this, but if somebody's coming in and they're competing with you, I think you want to make it better for your associates that work for you, not worse, wouldn't you? I mean, that just seems like it would make sense to me.
If you notice that who that's going to hurt is their vested agents that are producers too. A new agent just coming in may not be as affected by this change, but anybody that is recruiting and or doing a lot of production, it's really, really going to hit them in the pocketbook. And honestly, it looks like, he's creating an atmosphere that you're going to hate, but you can never leave, or you won't want to leave.
Yeah, being held hostage. It's not me. I'm a grown-ass adult. I'm not hostage like that. But this says the change comes after Keller Williams CEO Gary Keller took a swipe at agents who had left for virtual brokerage, eXp Realty, and reaped $1 million from the franchisor's lifelong profit-sharing program. Keller suggested eXp give him back the money, not give back Keller Williams the money, give him back the money. He wants us to give back his $1 million to him. I thought that I found that very interesting.
And none of that money went to eXp. It went to the people that were with KW that helped build the company. So,
right. I mean, our mentors, who were with Keller Williams, who one of them, he owned all of Northern Florida and all of Hawaii, he owned all the market centers out there. Gene Frederick, he just said, look, it comes along ever so often. Keller Williams was the game changer when it came out 30 years ago. They were the market disruptor. People were angry with them, but it was its time. And now eXp is that now with revenue share, paying off the top, the revenue versus just paying off the profit. It is in most cases 20 times more money with the same production being done underneath that model over there. So let's talk a little bit about something that no other brokerage offers, and that is this. Hang on here. Let me stop the share on this. You guys probably see up my nose or something while I'm doing this. I want to share this part of the screen. I want to talk about the stock we have. You're given, there's two ways to get stock in EXP.
Hey, Jim, we lost you.
Yep, he's froze for me.
Yeah, let me go. I'll go let him know.
He's still downstairs talking.
I got kicked off.
We lost you.
I got kicked off. You guys still on?
Yep, you can come up here.
All right. That was weird.
Bear with us.
Phone did not shut down properly, it said, so I disappeared.
So now you're Stacy Lambright.
So now I'm hello. Now I'm Stacy Lambright. How are you? Everyone can see and hear you. Can you hear me, Shayne?
Yep, I got you.
All right, cool. So what I was going to share was this. Let me see if I don't know if I can share a screen from here or not. Let me see. It says I can.
Yeah, it was a share screen
Good.
option.
Yeah, I went to share the screen, and every EXP shareholder summit. Can you guys hear me typing? How's that sound?
Yep, we can hear it.
All right, good. This is the screen I wanted to share here. Let me see if I can share screen. Hang on one second. Okay, hang on. I want to share the Chrome tab. This guy right here. Let me know when you can see that, Shayne. Can you see it?
Nope, nothing yet. Just
okay. Well, it may not work. Anyways, what I wanted to talk about was, oh, there we go. Hang on.
Because I'm not the host.
Oh, maybe because you're not the host. There we go.
There we go.
Tried to share the screen, but it does not like it. Let's try it one more time while we're in here. Okay. Anyway, Shayne, what I want to talk about was the stock. Tell us about the stock program with EXP while I muddy with this.
I don't know what we're getting a lot of interference now.
Hang on. How about now? Is it better now?
Yep, that's better.
Perfect. So it was because something was going on with the camera on there. So Shayne, tell us about the stock plan.
So, of course, ownership or the ability to have ownership and earn ownership in the company was, of course, one big reason why I made the switch the first time we talked 2 years ago. And since then, I am part of the and I might call the wrong portion of it the wrong name here, but the Equity Awards program, and then, of course, first closing, we get rewarded. We get rewarded for attracting agents into the company that also close and cap, and of course, we've got the option to participate in the purchase program. So every time I have a closing, Jim, I know you and Stacy are part of this too. 5% of my commission goes towards purchasing company stock at a discount, and that's pretty cool. So I can buy it on the open market through my E-Trade account, but every time I close a property, I've got the option to roll 5% of that right into the company stock at a discount. So you're already building equity. The second you buy it, it's worth more than what you paid for it. Because of that discount. So that I thought was really cool, and I've been doing that on every closing, and I will continue to do that.
The Icon Agent program is amazing. Stacey and I, first year with this, qualified for the Icon Agent program, and what that is when you pay your split, which with EXP is an 80-20 split with a $16,000 cap. That's the max you will ever pay the broker is $16,000 in. Well, if you're an Icon agent, you are actually awarded back your $16,000 in company stocks. You paid $16,000 in, you get $16,000 back in an appreciable asset. You can actually operate at better than 100% split. Pretty amazing. So we're super excited about that. But the EXP Shareholder Summit, which is what the screen I was trying to pull up, is actually going to be coming up in April. And the reason I wanted to bring that up for people, it's actually going to be April 20th, 21st, and 22nd in Florida, Shayne. You're going to be in your state down there. It's in Orlando. Tell everybody who's looking at this, who's an agent, why they might be interested in hearing about that.
Well, I mean, it's a great event. We're going to have a lot of people speaking. There's a lot of education opportunities, not just to learn about the company and everything that it has to offer us as agents and partial owners, but just to grow our business. I mean, that was one of the other reasons that I jumped ship when I did and came on over, was all the tools and everything that's offered to us. So, I mean, even after 2 years, you and I have talked about this a few other times, constantly learning and barely scratching the surface. So there's so much more that we have available to us that, we can all learn more and do more without going out and buying more tools, just utilizing what we have. So it's a great opportunity to learn about all of that as well. Hey, you're back.
Yeah. And one thing I was going to say too, Shayne, this is pretty interesting. Those tickets right now for an EXP agent to attend is $495, I think. And they just announced that they were going to, allow agents to bring potential EXP agents to the conference for free all 3 days. So VIP tickets are going to be awarded to the agents. That's huge.
And let me know if you guys can see that. I just popped it up there.
We got it.
Yep.
Perfect. So the shareholder summit is incredible because you're going to hear from the board of directors, from our CEO, who's going to be talking about the vision of the company. Look, we're opening up 4 new countries this year, and our global expansion over into Southeast Asia in 2021, they're going to be talking about, plus all the technology. Here's what I want you to know if you're an agent. There's a difference between working for a brokerage and owning a piece of the brokerage. See, you can own a piece of it, and not just transactions, buying and selling real estate, but also the technology portion of it. We own the company Verbella, which is the cloud world, which is not just for EXP, it's also for other companies to use and build cloud campuses, right? Online campuses where people can attend and work. It's the future of business. I'm telling you, companies are going to eliminate brick and mortar, and people are going to work from home, but in a cloud setting, in a campus setting. Stacey, what was the word they were using the other day instead of cloud? Because cloud scares people.
World, because there's, I think, to me, I think the difference is that there are some cloud brokerages out there, and their whole spin is to be pretty basic. No classes, no university, no support. And so I think that's the big difference. Is our world is probably, in 23 years of real estate, the best support system, the best classes. I can't remember what it was the other night, but I literally was in my PJs. I want to say it was like 8 o'clock our time, and I needed a copy of a W-9 or something. And I went straight to the world, went to agent services, live help. They walked me right through how to find it. There's always somebody there to answer questions. And the university, the EXP University, I know I have 5 personal classes on my schedule for this week. Here in our market, we had plateaued with our own natural ability. We were doing very good, and but there's a point where you need the next step, the next level, someone to teach you, someone to mentor you, someone to train you. And there was nobody in our market that was willing to open their playbooks and help us with that, and so that's what we find in the world of the EXP University, leaders helping leaders. If your next level is 20 million, 10 million, 100 million, we have it. And there are training classes daily.
As we know in real estate, it's very important to have diversified income. So when you own a piece of the company with stock, again, it's not just transactions. Now you're talking about branching out into a technology that's bringing other industries in where we're earning profit, which makes the stock go up. We're also getting into the title business. We're getting into the lending business. We're doing a thing called express offers, where as agents, you're going to be walking into, in fact, we're running it in 13 states right now. It's coming here to Ohio. Shayne, do you have express offers in Florida yet, or is it coming here?
No, I don't think we've got it down here yet.
It's coming next quarter, right? So you're going to be able to walk into a seller with a cash, 1 or 2 or 3 cash offers in your pocket for them, so that they can go shopping. This circles back around to the seller part earlier, where they can go shopping as a non-contingent offer, where they can have their house sold within 2 days, 2 business days, cash offer closed on the property. They never even have to take a single showing. It's going to be incredible. Go ahead, Stace.
And one thing I wanted to touch base on that too, Jim, by the umbrella of bringing in title, homeowner, or home inspection, they're actually taking the profits from these companies, and under like other companies, they're not keeping them. The owners and the franchise owners are not keeping the profits. It's actually going back into the rev share program for all the agents.
It's coming back to us, the people that are pounding the pavements, doing the work, going out and getting the listings, taking the buyers, locking, unlocking the houses, showing the properties, working late in the evenings, working on the weekends. It's us that build the companies, and that's what I love about EXP. It is agent-centric. Shayne, anything you want to add before we jump off?
No, I mean, I think we covered most of it here.
So here's what you want to do. If any of this sounds good to you, first of all, you want to get a hold of Shayne. If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate in Florida, if you're looking to do it up here in Ohio, let us know. Also, we have a huge network, 27,000 agents and growing that are part of eXp Realty. We have agents in every single city you're in. We can refer you to the best of the best and keep tabs on the entire process while you're doing that. There are tons of agents coming to eXp. We just had a brokerage join the other day, Revelation Real Estate out of Arizona. 850 agents joined just like that. They were the largest independent brokerage in the entire country. Stacy, why would an independent brokerage come to eXp?
Because no matter how many agents they have in their area, they still have boundaries by the area.
Right.
So this broker had an open mind and was able to see that taking these 850 agents and removing the boundaries and allowing those agents to build international businesses, because our team, just like ours, Jim, I think we're in 16 states. Basically,
8 states, 13 cities.
He saw the vision that not only can he win doing this, but his agents could win by them benefiting from building teams all over the United States, being a part of the Rev Share program. Lifting the boundaries for sure.
And so if you're an agent and you're looking to look at eXp, come with us to Florida. Come with us to Orlando, April 20, 21st, 22nd. We can get you a guest pass. And Stacey actually, and Shayne will be paying money to go, but we can get you a guest pass to go for free. Come lay by the pool with us, come a day early, whatever. You're coming out of Columbus, man. Spirit Airlines right now, what was it, Stacey? $65 to fly into Orlando. It was ridiculously cheap. We'll have a great time. We have a lot of fun while we're there, but get to see what the company is about. And look, do what's best for you. We don't want you to do what's best for us. We want you, and Shayne wants you to do what's best for you. If you're in Florida with Shayne, come with them. It's a quick drive across the I-5 or something like that, the I-4 corridor.
Yeah, it's like an hour and 20 minutes. It's nothing.
Yeah, and come check out what is the future of real estate. And we are legit the fastest growing real estate company in the history of real estate. And it's because of this. The agents come first. Everything that used to be available only to brokers is now available to the agents. You don't have to put up any of the cash, and you don't have to put up any of the liability and none of the headaches. We do all the heavy lifting. So anything you guys want to add before we jump off? I appreciate you guys watching me crash the system here. Awesome. Well, I loved Thursday Thoughts. I thought it was great. Great first run at this thing. I appreciate my two guest speakers, the wonderful Miss Stacy Lambre and Shayne Voris. Shayne, did we put your link down in here so it shows up? Did you type it in the comments?
I sent it to you in the private chat.
Hang on here. Let me type the ShayneVoris.exprealty.com, right?
Yeah, and I mean, I've got it even shorter than that, just ShayneVoris.com, provided somebody spells it right. But
I put that on there. Let me see if that chat. Hopefully that when I put it on the chat there, it shows up out there on the different places. There it is on the screen. Is that right, Shayne? Did I spell it right? ShayneVoris.exprealty.com. Oh, I think Shayne froze maybe.
Nope, I think that was me that time. Sorry.
All right, good. No problem. Good deal. Thanks, everybody, for jumping on. Share it, subscribe, like it, send us your comments. Tell us what was good, what was bad, and we'll go from there. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next Thursday for Thursday Thoughts.
All right. Thanks, Jim.
See you.
See you, Stacy.
Love you, Shayne. I love you, Stacy. Bye.